Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you have enjoyed your week. I hope you're looking forward to your weekend. And we are going to jump right into what we need to be working on today for school. So the first thing we have is our literacy block, where we are making sure we are continuing to read either one of these lists that we have, one of these books, that we have on our list that can be found on page 1. Or you can read from your book baggie. So you are making sure that you are reading for at least 20 minutes today. And after you have read for 20 minutes, we are looking back at that page 7 that is starting to look really familiar. And you are filling in the guided prompts on these pages to retell me what you read today when you were reading either from your book baggie or from that list that is on page 1 of your packet. That's all we have for literacy today, so we're going to move into our word work. And for word work, we are playing a game called Kaboom. So I'm going to show you how we play Kaboom. You are looking at those cycle 13 words that can be found on the last page of your packet, page 8. I'll hold it up for you here. And it is the first column, cycle 13 is what we're looking at. We've got some words right here. So what you're going to do, you can take paper, whatever you want. Maybe you have index cards. You are going to write all of those words onto some pieces of paper. So we have the word at, ham, had, map, and you'll continue writing all of those words from cycle 13. I'm just going to do a few so I can show you how to play. And once you've got those words, you want to rip them apart so that each word is on its own little piece of paper. So I've got my words all on some paper. And I will do this for every single word in cycle 13. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to write the word kaboom on its own piece of paper, just like you did with those other words. So we're going to write kaboom right here. And that's going to also go in our pile. So we have kaboom. It's going to go in our pile. You can put these in a cup or in a pile, whatever is easiest for you, and you're going to mix those words around. Alrighty, now what you're going to do, I'm going to grab a word out of my pile, and I have the word map. So I'm going to look at that word, I'm going to say the word, and I'm going to put it in a new pile. I'm going to go again, got the word at. And this is just helping me practice those words from cycle 13. If you pull out the word kaboom, that means you've got to start all over. So you're picking up those words you've already read, you're putting them in that pile that you started with. Same with the word kaboom. It's going to go back in the pile, and you're going to start all over again. You want to make sure you get all of those words out so that you're practicing every word from cycle 13. All right, that's our word work time today. We are going to move into what we're doing for math. So you can find your math on page 5, I believe. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right page. Page 5, and we're looking at Friday. So right here we have our problems written down. We are working on 2 activities. So the first activity we're working on takes you all the way back to the beginning of the week when we were counting objects in our room, different shapes. Maybe you were counting toys. You are going to use that number of objects that you counted in your room or in your house from the beginning of the week to come up with your own story problems. So you can come up with 2 story problems that you make up on your own. If you counted 3 toy cars in your room at the beginning of this week, you might want to come up with a story problem that says, I have 3 toy cars in my room. My little brother took 2 of them. How many cars are left? So this is just one example of a problem that you could come up with on your own. You're making up your own problem based on those toys or shapes that you counted at the beginning of the week. You're coming up with 2 problems, and you can have a sibling or a parent try to solve them. The second activity we're working on is in our Envisions workbook. From pages 173 to 185, you are picking at least 2 pages that you can work on today. Okay, we're moving into our last thing for the day, which is social studies. And remembering back to yesterday, we stood in a doorway and we got to look around the room from our point of view and draw the important objects that we saw in that room. I remember yesterday I had my sister stand in our dining room doorway and she drew just a quick little sketch to show you. She put some chairs, a table, a painting. Your drawing might be a little more detailed or have more things in it. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk around that same exact room and you are going to pick, you can either pick them up and carry them with you if they're small, or you can write down on a list 5 important things in that room. So you're gonna walk around and find 5 things in that room. Once you've gathered your 5 things, you are gonna look at your picture and then you're gonna look at those 5 things and you are gonna decide, is the thing I chose in this picture or not? So you're gonna look. Maybe I picked a chair. So today I picked a chair. Do I have a chair in my picture? I do have a chair in my picture. So I'm gonna put that object over, this doesn't make. Alrighty, you guys, the last thing we're working on is social studies. So you're gonna get up and you're gonna head to that room that you drew in your picture yesterday. So my sister drew our dining room, so I'm back in the dining room. And what you are going to do is walk around and find 5 objects that are your favorite in the whole room. So take just a minute, walk around, find 5 things that you like the most in that room. Once you've got those 5 objects together, you are going to organize them into 2 piles. You're gonna put them in a pile of things that are in your picture that you drew and things that are not in your picture. And you're gonna just think to yourself maybe why you did or didn't include those objects in your picture. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I look forward to seeing you all next week.